Joe, how impressed are you with what Eovaldi did tonight?
Really impressed. And I thought he struggled a little bit the first 3 innings, and then he really seemed to find it after that. And to be able to hold that offense down when his stuff wasn't really sharp the first couple innings, I thought he did a really nice job.
What did you think he found later? Because it seemed like Austin was calling for a lot of splitters, and that was getting a lot of grounders and a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah, I think he struggled with the slider a little bit today, so I think they went to that, and they, you try to get everything going, and it just wasn't working the way they wanted, and they made the adjustment and finished strong.
You gave him a chance to start the seventh. Was he strictly batter to batter at that point?
Batter to batter at that point. He was getting up around 100, and so he was batter to batter.
You've answered a lot of questions about how are you going to use the big three. When you get those tack-on runs and it liberates you a little bit to not have to go to all three of them, how much are you exhaling in the dugout?
Well, you like that, especially against an offense like this. Those tack-on runs are really important, and, the fact that you can use everyone down in your bullpen, and, we were able to get Luis in, who hasn't pitched in a while, I thought was important, so they were nice.
6 straight wins now get you back to the 500 mark. First time you guys have been there since you were 4-4. What does that mean to you right now?
Well, it means we're playing well right now. We were struggling mightily for a while there, and we seemed to find it in that stretch of 20, and hopefully that continues in this stretch of 20.
Over here to the left, Joe.
Joe, everybody knows about the bullpen, but during the streak, your rotation has been lights out. From your point of view, what has been different with them?
I think they just took a while to get going, too. And that's not unusual. I think they have pitched better. You don't win 6 in a row without what they've done. And the rotation is extremely important. Starting pitching is what sustains you. And they've gotten it going.
Ron.
Given the struggles earlier this season, does getting back to 500 feel like you're at a starting point again?
Yeah, it does. And the good thing is we're playing better. We're getting contributions from everyone up and down the lineup. Seems to come from different spots, and that's been important too. You're getting contributions from everyone on the pitching staff. That's important, and that's how you win series, and that has to be the focus.
Right here up front.
What kind of differences do you see from Nate on days where he relies kind of on the splitter and the off speed compared to when he overpowers with the fastball? It seems like he has different approaches on those kind of days.
Well, I think the days that he pitches well is when he mixes well. You can't just rely on a fastball in this league because guys will catch up and make adjustments. And so I think all his pitchers are important. He introduced his curveball later in the game. I thought that was important as well. And, the big thing is he's got at least 3 of his pitches going. You're not always going to have 4. The days that you have 4, it's going to be easier. But I thought they recognized what they had tonight and did a good job.
Dan, right here in the middle.
Is there any part of you that's concerned with how well Carlos is doing with, when he does have to go back into the outfield, that routine is going to be thrown off a little bit?
No, he hit very well from, the middle of May on last year, and he was in the outfield. So, I'm not concerned about it. He knows what he needs to do. Thinking about when he plays the outfield, we probably have to give him a day off a little bit more often. But, it'd be nice to get another big bat. That's not going to hurt us.
And the plan is still to keep Alex down and Trenton tomorrow?
I think so, yeah.
Mark.
Joe, when you guys got out of last place the other day, everybody sort of, shot down the idea that was important. Do you think the guys in there look at today as an important step to get back to 500? And what do you look at as sort of your next step now that this one's been achieved?
Yeah, I think it is. I think they play really well, these next 19 days. Should be our next goal. But you take it a series at a time. And with how much we're in our division, we got really 4 series in a row within our division with Detroit mixed in there one day. But these are really important games. So take it 1 series at a time, win the series, and move forward.
Chad.
So I think last time Eovaldi pitched so well, it went straight to Betances there in the 7th. What was different about this one that you handled a little bit differently?
Just I like the way he was throwing, but I like the way he was throwing the other time. It's a gut feeling that you have that when you make decisions, and there's obviously things that I look at. We had been struggling. We'd come off a a really good homestand, and we'd lost in a couple in a row, and I had those guys really fresh, so I decided. But I liked the way he was throwing again tonight, just like he was the other night, and I thought I'd stick with him.
Mark.
Joe, do you look at the fact that you've gone, I think it's 13-5 to get back to 500 without Alex, with really no contribution whatsoever from Teixeira? Do you look at that as a good sign that you still have those guys coming at some point here?
Yeah, I do. I think to be able to do that tells you about the depth on our team and what the guys are capable of doing. So you get those guys going, and you really got something.
Andrew.
Joe, when you talk about the stability and the rotation and the starts that you've gotten, and with the big three in the back, I mean, how much does one game feed into the next in terms of getting a good start from Eovaldi? You have Nova tomorrow, and you still have the big three, on and on. That's been going for a couple.
Well, I think it's important anytime that you win games and you don't use them, you know that in a sense that you have them the next day. And you have to win games like tonight that way, so you don't have to use, it's nice not to use every one. So these are significant wins when you can do what you did today.
Anyone else? Thank you, Joe.